What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part lucky number 13 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Fay Enchantress Old World Classic campaign. So as we saw last time, frickin' random level 5 hero wounded our level 20 Guy Le Gros, and I am still salty about it. Anyway, we have by and large defeated the Broken Axe here, who remain in only the Black Chasm with one territory, and one territory currently under siege by Bowmen Beastslayer. Looks like these guys are on the way out, and hopefully we can get to this place in time before. In fact, let's move up. Ooh, you know what? Let's move in the Crusade stance. I don't want to be close in case there is a character there. No, I don't see anybody. Alright, we're good. You can stay out there, and then hopefully we can get close enough. Well, we'll probably take at least 2 turns. Ooh, it does take a while to travel up there. But I don't see anybody else nearby, so I think we're pretty okay in that regard. Otherwise, we are moving southward with the Fay Enchantress to knock out Barrow Legion for good, and continuing rather on our merry way. So, let's continue. Let's start with the building this time around, or this episode. We get that infrastructure thing still up and running for 8 turns, and we gotta build as much as possible as we can before we lose it. And, you know, support our armies, which are continuing to be recruited pretty much without stopping. Landed estate, and iron smelter. And here, we could go for another Chapel of the Lady. Shrine of the Lady into Chapel of the Lady. Yeah, fine, do it. Anything that's near to Miragliano to make it more money, basically. And, ooh, we're really running low now. I wanted to recruit more units, but I'm not entirely sure that's going to be possible if we keep building stuff, and build stuff, I think we do have to. Let's see, Bilious Basilica. We'll build that there. We do still have Great Mills, which is now reduced, but I feel like we should wait on it. Let us build a stables, I think, here for Valor. And the capacities. We will upgrade the livestock pens, and then I would like to... And I guess we could get rid of the guardhouse. Oh, we could wait a turn or so to get rid of the guardhouse. I'd definitely get rid of the smithy here, though, as it serves no real purpose. But we'll keep the rest of this. River of Echoes, Campagrotta. I'd love to upgrade you to tier 4, but it's not possible right now. This place we're trading, so it doesn't matter. Chateau Levar, it doesn't matter either. This place, however, does. Let us upgrade... I don't know, one of you doesn't really matter that much either. Like so, and then obviously the farm, and then we'll build a farm here as well. 3,000 gold remaining. Deravin Libre we will ignore because we're probably trading it away. Gien and Chinon, stay as you are because, yeah, we're not collecting income there. And there we go. We got 3,000 gold remaining. Just enough, I'd wager, to recruit a little something. Now, I did want to grab this guy with the Virtue of the Ideal, and I think that's going to have to be the guy we get because we need to still transfer some troops in order to keep recruiting. So Virtue of the Ideal it is. Alright, and we're down to near 5k gold per turn. You can take up the... Actually, I'm not sure what we're going to put in your army, but let's just make some space here for now. With a few peasants. And then you can keep recruiting. Painful though it may be, money-wise. We've got another Men-at-Arms coming in. I do want some Men-at-Arms with the longbows, that's for sure. Fortunately, they're a lot cheaper to recruit than the other guys are. Let's grab a couple of field trebs, and that's basically all of our cash, so let's... I don't know, maybe we should grab a couple of spears with shields, just to be at the sort of front of our Men-at-Arms formation. I'm building effectively like 3 or 4 armies at the same time, so trying to remember what I should do. Oh! Also, that reminds me, we want another Wildwood Warden and a Wildwood Ranger. You know what, can you take the... I don't know, Grail Relic and the 2 Battle Pilgrims? Like so. Do you have room to build any of these guys? Okay, not here. It would be nice to get some Sisters of the Thorn as well. In a army that will heavily use mount or ranged cav. Certainly not something we've been doing a lot of. Oh, we can build a Wildwood Ranger from Anmir. Okay, let's do Anmir. And Vidrioth is capable of building Wildwood Rangers, but not Wardens. Kavarok is capable of building none, even though we have plenty of allegiance with them, and then I guess we're waiting for Talzin to get 33 or whatever it is to get the Wildwood Wardens. So we have 2 and 2. And they can join some of the outlaws and brigands in whichever army we decide to put them in. Alright, that looks good to me. Let's see what else we got this particular turn. René Denio, you I think you might have no choice but to stay here at Domatberg, because these guys could jump here at any moment, and thusly there isn't too much we can do about it. Although Melaine d'Outre-mer is a full army. Actually, most likely we're better off putting her here. You know what? Going to spread the word stance here. Increase the income slightly. Stay in Bufter, I think. Wait. 5885 versus 593. Okay, that's good. And then Renee, you can move in. Okay, I was about to say move and spread the word stance. Follow the Fay Enchantress for a bit, together with these three. Although we're soon going to split them off and send them back to our regular territory, because it's just about time to get them in armies, or at the very least start on it, assuming we don't bankrupt ourselves. I missed the plus 13k we had once upon a time. And in 2 turns, actually, the Fay Enchantress's army will no longer be free, so that's going to be another drop of like 2 or 3k. Iffy. Definitely iffy. We gotta keep going. Anyway, oh, wait, I forgot these guys. You are cunning, and you are confident, and I would wager we're gonna move both of you around this way. You're gonna have to be put into armies after all. There you go. Alrighty, we should also... Ooh, do we even have enough money for the tech thieves? I guess we're about to find out. La Femme Nikita, you will start off. Go for Zvorak. 492. Ooh, that is expensive. You know what? You got 5 turns. You can wait. We just can't afford it. Thieving Damsel. You've got 3 turns, which isn't quite as good. You give it a try. Come on.
I cannot.
Failure. All that money. For nothing. Yeah, so you can't move. Agnes Alvan, you were supposed to go into an army. Raymond and Zachary Mercier, you're supposed to go here. Alright, the rest of you are good by the looks of it. Also, what are you again? You're cunning, I take it? Yeah, you're cunning. Alright, that's fine. You both will have a... one of these... Wait, what? Oh, you already... You should go into this army. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Or at least I hope it doesn't matter, because, well, we'll see. Anyway, a realm. What do we have here? Town census is next, and we're going to go for control. I think we'll increase our money. We'll go for registered draft ASAP to get the upkeep production for non-knight units at least. It's actually a fair amount of the units that we currently have, so it might be a decent option. And this is going to be costing us even more. Lucky Knights Errant are cheap, but otherwise we need to be careful. Anyway, we're going to head to Ferignac, and I do believe... Unless I'm mistaken, we're ready to end the turn. Looks like it. Alright, wait, diplomacy, diplomacy. I don't remember if I did it last turn. Daughters of the Forest, we are not going to align with right now because the Wood Elves have an aversion to them.
Who calls?
Technically all of Kislev, I think, but otherwise we're okay. And the rest of this I think we can ignore. Trontia wants military alliance. How much money will you give us for this one? No, you're poor. Useless. We don't want a military alliance with you. And Paralegion wants peace. I'm certain that you do, but you ain't getting it. Alrighty, and then we'll skip. How many more turns until we get a little bit of influx? 5 and 6 turns. Okay, I was waiting on those caravans. End turn. And how many more turns until the Green Knight? That's another question. Another important question, I should say. And I guess the Green Knight should still be in the Fay Enchantress's army, shouldn't he? It doesn't really add much in some ways to the Fay Enchantress's army because her army is already so strong, but at the same time, the likelihood of getting the most XP, which is needed to buff him, is in the Fay Enchantress's army, so it always makes me think that we should probably keep him in her army. I'll think about it. Ooh, alright, so Peter von Sinclair has returned to Lacoras, which is, I guess, where we're going to attack with the Fay Enchantress's new army. Maybe we won't bring René Dignot around because that's another full stack, and maybe just have everybody else essentially reinforce. Granted, it's a stack of garbage, but nonetheless. And, did I see one of the rat armies move out of Fester's Spike? That's a question. I fear we're going to have to deal with these guys, as in we might just plain not have a choice and be forced to deal with them. I wonder if these guys are going over there. Oh, so it looks like the Iron Claw Orcs, rather, are fairly large in terms of their territory. And we're probably going to have to send an army to deal with them, otherwise they will keep annoying us. Anyway, town census researched. We've got Dasson, which has just been raised, but I don't see how that's our issue. Ulcess is heading this way, but these guys have backed off. Now, I wanted to see where exactly they were going. We're going to send Matahari around this way. Looks like these guys are still holding Mount Zardel, and aha, or Zardel. Mask of Sanash is heading towards them. I really would like to save them if possible, but... Oh, damn, I moved too far with you. Whoops, my bad. Alrighty. I could declare war and attempt to attack Durango, but then you're not going to be able to fight off 2 enemy stacks at once. You're not ready for it yet. You need some levels and, you know, buffs for your units. We could attempt an ambush, but it's not really going to work out well, and it seems like an unchivalrous thing to do. Alright, I gotta think about how we want to handle that one. For now, though, technology. We got 2 turns to get charities, so we will want to get another one of these going. Spend the Valor. Let's do the anti-Norscan one, number 2, like so. Fay Enchantress, you've got yourself a fight. We'll try to attack Morath von Sinclair. Whereas Renee... we're going to then put you into... Wait, are you able to? Just out of curiosity. You can reach Zerexil from here. Can't guarantee that Renee can as well, but we'll put her into Spread the Word stance to give us an extra 300 gold per turn. Put her right here. Okay, Enchantress is in the way a little bit. Okay, you go here. And you go here. To reinforce against this. And we'll send the Fay Enchantress down. We'll level, I think, after this particular fight, because I don't think we need to... level before it, you will attack in regular stance like this. And we'll see what we've got. Damn it. Alright, then we'll give the Razor Standard back to, let's say... you and you, because you two will be on the flanks, and then the Banner of Swiftness can return to actually you, because you have less XP than the other guys do. Alright, we got a giant pile of mostly skeleton. Well, actually, they've got some Graveguard in this one. And a bunch of heroes to knock out. We'll do it. Alrighty, here we go. We've got like, what, 7,000 or 8,000 units of undead against us. I'm very excited to see just how many kills we're gonna rack up on our knights here, and really on everybody. There's plenty of undead to go around, which is kind of the thing about undead. But anyway, we are definitely not waiting this time around, especially with one small army deployed out here. So we're gonna charge through the enemy. Amalric is going to try to help out a little bit, get his little mini charges in together with the Grail Guardians. There we go, who are going to ride through the enemy ranks, and by the looks of it, just absolutely trounce them. This is the entire enemy army we're moving through. And it's working just fine. Lovely. And of course the artillery is still coming down, and our peasantry are still moving towards the entire enemy army. Aha! Looks like a unit of dogs didn't intend to go for our peasants, but quickly got caught by the Grail Guardians before they could do anything. And their blessed blades will bring down those direwolves in short order. Looks like some bats are going to move on in, and aha, they're going to attempt to go after our units of artillery pieces. This is one of the reasons I was struggling with keeping the artillery pieces in this particular army, as in I didn't really want to always leave a unit or two to protect them, because the AI will always attempt to go for them with fast movers, with summons, with bats, flyers, etc. And I mean, here we had to peel away our Grail Guardians just to deal with them. And so yeah, I'm still thinking about it. Unfortunately, again, since Bretonnia doesn't seem to have Siege Attacker on any unit other than its trebuchets, annoyingly, it seems that we have to bring them. We could get like a monster maybe from somebody, but it doesn't feel appropriate in the Fay Enchantress's army, I feel. So yeah. Might just have to keep them. Anyway, in the meantime, we got peasants mobs engaging with the enemy skelly boys, the Wardens of La Maison-Tal, and the other battle pilgrims, now whacking away at the enemy. And how are our stats looking? So here we got nothing to lose, one of our peasant mobs with 35 armor, 55 melee attack, and 21 melee defense. Not too bad. Not too bad for a peasant mob, especially with the melee attack. They've, at this point, effectively become similar to standard flagellants of the Empire. Although keep in mind, attack and defense stats aren't everything. They also have a tremendously low weapon strength, but that's just life. Although, funnily enough, with the paladins buffing our melee defense, I want to say, in this particular army, or is it weapon strength? When we get attacked, there's that defensive trait that paladins have. I wonder what their stats would be like in that particular case. Not we'll find out here. Anyway, we've cleared out the first of the enemy armies, but that was just the appetizer. Here comes the main course. Another giant pile of skeletons, and they got plenty of flyers to their name. This time we got bats led by Vargeist. I do like the 1 Vargeist ratio to 3 units of bats. We got Cairn Wraiths, which are going to be dangerous. But is anybody really going to be dangerous enough to stop the Grail Knights? There we go. This is basically the perfect type of army for the Grail Knights to face off against. Slow-moving infantry, not a lot of brace units, and the enemy, unfortunately for them, fails to make good use of brace-capable units. Ooh, I love that little kill charge on these guys as well. Anyway, the rest of our army is going to, well, it's already here, going to charge forth. We're actually going to knock some of those Vargeists over with the charge of the Grail Knights. Magnificent. We're not going to stick around with them, but we'll leave our paladins to go after the Vargeist and cast those monsters down while our Grail Guardians keep riding around. There we go, a heck of an engagement. This does feel like a proper battle, doesn't it? This is the kind of numbers I want to see from the Vampire Cats. Another downhill charge absolutely trounces several units of Graveguard here. And then we loop right back around to keep going through the enemy ranks. I don't know how irritating it is to have the enemies constantly launched at you, because our infantry are just sitting there and then suddenly like 20 Graveguard are sent flying at your face. That's gotta be pretty dangerous for you. But anyway, it is what it is. The bounce of, the enemy lord has been defeated, I think, by one of our heroes. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm sure they had a bad time in the center of the blob. Speaking of our own blob, our Grail, or our Battle Pilgrims, and even our Peasant Mobs are actually doing fairly well here, not getting too heavily damaged. Might still charging through everything. Of course, we don't expect these zombies to do really much more than our peasant mobs do, but the piles of skeletons and Graveguard are certainly capable of fighting men-at-arms. Well, I mean, in fact, we have some equivalencies here. We have zombies that are equivalent to our peasant mobs, and then the skeleton warriors, which are equivalent to our men-at-arms, essentially. Though again, with the AI's propensity to not build support units for the undead, not to have corpse guards and necromancers with Master of the Dead in their ranks, and without Vigor Mortis, all of those units are going to be so much weaker. I hope that when they do the Vampire Counts rework, they, sort of just adjust how the AI attempts to play the undead, because it's a very strong faction when in the player's hands and on the auto-resolve, well, partially due to Raised Dead, I would imagine, but not so much when the AI tries to play them. They are, however, very, very fun to fight. Always love the gigantic hordes of shambling dead. Alrighty, a very, very nice fight, and the grand thing about 69 losses, nice. And the grand thing about having 7.3k enemies to fight here is the fact that all of our troops got to play around. Amarwick somehow getting 146 kills, which is pretty solid, but he was rushing around with the 2 units of Grail Guardians in the sort of first portion of the fight, which I guess makes sense as to how he got so many kills there. I guess he can't function. Could use a little bit more mass, because he does have a tendency to get stuck a lot more than the knights do. Otherwise, for the peasants, with 15,000 damage, it's the expendables. They make everyone else expendable. We've also got a solid 16k damage on the reliquary tenders and 17k on Morgiana's merry men for the battle pilgrims. No horse needed, slightly beating out the other Grail Relic with 2,000 damage and somehow 20 kills. I don't even know how you managed that one, but well done. And a massive 210,000 damage and 1,137 kills on the Knights of Knee, who, well, unsurprisingly, with that banner of swiftness, got to ride through the entire enemy alliance. Plus, solid work out of the Farquads, just slightly beating out Holy Hand Grenade there. Lovely. We will take the money once again, and as usual. Alrighty, and then we should be free to destroy what remains here. Enemy killed in battle, enemy killed in battle. Oh, one of you didn't have Savior? Oh, go figure. I didn't realize that. You... Huh. I don't like that you're far away from everybody. Hopefully it won't matter. But I can't guarantee it. Anyway, go after... Wait, you're not crossing a river or anything like this, are you? No. Alright, go after this guy right here. I don't think he will rise again, but let's not risk it. Outside of the settlement first. The others can't reinforce here, but we'll auto-resolve them. I guess this will do more damage than the battle did. 268. Yeah, it's no 69, I guess. We'll execute the captives instead then. And say... Oh, we already saw the savior. Yeah, free talisman of endurance and a forbidden rod and a sort of... What the heck? What? Oh, we completed 2 errantries with that at once. The Vagabond. And the Knights of the Lionhearted are ours. Very nice. The anti-vampire counts errantries, the both of them, which explains why we got so much cash out of it. Lovely. Auto-resolve. And occupy. Beautiful. We got 4 more turns until the Green Knight is ready to go, so most likely we won't be summoning him until we're back all the way here, eh? Oh wow, Montanos is not in good shape. Yeah, whimsical, whatever you said. Alrighty, well, we'll see. No guarantees. Bertrand the Brigand, you are going this way. Nah. Durbach is now unfortunately here, meaning we have to back off with Gustav. Decent likelihood that these guys also assassinate one of our heroes, because, yes, I'm still salty about it. Oh, and of course that was the hero that increased mobility, so Bertrand didn't quite move as far as he otherwise would have. Go figure. Alrighty, you go here. And everybody get together right now. In the meantime, Franciscus de Mieux. If we let these guys move for one more turn, these guys might expose themselves. Phrasing. Ruinous. But you get what I'm saying here. If the Mask moves to Mount Zardel, then Hargroth moves somewhere to Durango or near it. We might be able to get them both. Also, Jolene, I guess you can reinforce, so we'll do this. So you're gonna go and ambush outside of Guanyar, just in case the rats come around. I don't think it'll work, but yeah, I'm willing to do this just to get to the... just to try to get this army out of the picture. We'll put Jolene into the settlement, because ambushing Franciscus won't work very well anyway. Though I am a little bit wary of the Blessed Field Trebuchets getting damaged. Alrighty. Who else do we have here? Meline D'Outremont, you... I guess once again I have no choice but to sort of sit here until we figure out what's going on with this. What do we have defending at Xerexil? Would you be able to win this? I think you would, depending on if... I mean, if Kemmler comes back next turn. You know what? I think we should guarantee that we can reach the place. So go right to the edge of our territory instead of your stance there, and then channel. I want to guarantee that we take Xerexil, because then the Fay Enchantress can move this way to try to knock these guys out. I'm willing to bet that these guys will fail. I don't expect... I mean... it's turn 44, they've been beside them for the entire game, and they haven't succeeded up to now. I don't see why they'd start. Luen, you are... Huh? Did I not move you for a reason? You go here. Maybe got blocked by somebody. Alright, who is Rayola's Beaumont? Oh, right, you're gonna go here. Leonard, you are just kind of blocking stuff. Okay, just give me a minute until I deal with you. Jean de Yoink. Yeah. That's a good name. You are gonna steal tech. Really? All these failures in a row? Somebody better succeed. Really? Okay, that was like a solid 2,000 gold we just wasted on all of you failures. What about you? You wanna... There you go. At least Thieving Damsel is appropriately named. Let's see. Agnes, Salva... Okay, you're going to one of these armies. You two, stay around here. Well, actually... Well, I mean, if we're going to move that up northward with this guy anyway, Rayolas, then you can go with him.
I pledge you my service.
And same with them. Alrighty, what about recruitment? You guys are still working on it. And, okay, 1 second. Sorry if I've been sounding distracted. I have to move my cat, and it's extremely distracting with him meowing nonstop. Alright, sorry about that. That hopefully didn't take too long. And if I can find the place of this in the episode, I'll cut it out. But I might forget and I might not find it, so no guarantees. Sorry. Anyway, you.
What is your behest?
Actually, before recruiting, what we should do is build. Yes? Yes, alright. Miragliana, we'll start with you for obvious reasons. Farm and salt works. You're our biggest money-making territory by far. We should get the sanctuary upgraded for free, and... that was the last building here. If that was the last building here, we no longer get any use out of the construction cost reduction. We still get a benefit out of the extra research rate. However, is it as much benefit as a 200 or 20% increase in income in this particular location? I'm not entirely sure that it is. I'm gonna say levy tithes. Plus, if we're not taxing the peasants until it hurts, then what are we doing, really? You. I believe you were going to build a training field, and frankly, there's a decent likelihood we replace the tailors with the Outlaws building, although we could build a bigger Outlaws building here in Summersfall Fort instead, because we'll need capacity for those guys, and we currently don't have it. And I'd also like to upgrade all of these things before the infrastructure thing goes away, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. Ignore Great Mills for now. Kezid Setizand and Karagram. You don't have a regular farm, but I think we'd get as much value from this as we would from building a farm anyway, so we'll just do that. And then Kezid Setizand, it's 2.1k, but we'll upgrade it. Campagrata, there's 3 territories that want to go up a level or up a tier, and we can't do it as yet. Guanyar. Yeah, just collect the income. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. And then Alakoras, there's a decent likelihood we just simply trade it away to one of these guys, because, we're not holding on to it, but just stay as you are. Although 48 is not worth collecting, so let's just not. Kirik Bufdar, we will upgrade Krimal first, because it's going to take a while, and then Kirik Bufdar afterwards. Deravan Libra, we're fine. These places are fine. And, well, in fact, are they fine? Wait. What we want to do here is trade... No, we want to trade next turn, I take it. Yeah. Because we want to stay probably in our own territory. I'm not 100% sure, but there may be benefit to doing so. Alright, now we can check Diplo, then recruit, then end turn, and onward and upward, as it were. Zufbar, wow, really want that non-aggression pact. But they're barely able to offer us any money for it. Kinda feels not worth it to me.
The Empire.
Defensive alliance with South Confederacy, who are actually doing fairly well. They would also, in theory, give us a vision of the Golden Order. Though at the same time, I would say that there's a distinct likelihood that they would eventually get attacked by the by the Sartosans, but
You have a
a
proposal?
free trade
We
agreement
are
too.
willing to hear it.
Plus a free... Wait, actually, without the trade agreement, just out of curiosity, we can get 7,000 gold out of them.
Yes?
That's pretty good. I mean, we could probably get the trade agreement out of somebody else as well. Who is like... Okay, maybe not Zufbar, because their territory is too small. Funnily enough, South Confederacy is probably the best one to trade with, because they're the biggest territory. Damn it, fine, alright. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Your words are wise.
I think the Southern Realms... Actually, are the Southern Realms still broken? Like, we're not able to actually get their stuff, are we? And oh, the Ironclaw Orcs are decently likely to attack them, which is probably why I didn't do that in the past. Oh, actually, it looks like we can still construct a decent amount of units from them. Well, that's nice. Could get some Empire Knights if we really wanted to. And Knights of the Black Rose in particular because of the... They're the ones with the bleed effect on them, right? And bleed effect is very nice. Interspersed among our anti-infantry knights will perform way better if they're causing everybody to bleed, and obviously I wanted some caravans and some stuff, so yeah, alright. That I think it's worth our time. Ally missions, Bilefitch. Well, we were gonna send the Fay Enchantress over there because we can't leave these guys to jump over, so we'll take the mission. And Talzin, also Bilefitch. Alright, now we gotta go over here. Alright, I hate to not be attacking the Mask of Slaanesh, but I see no choice in the matter now. Alright. That looks good. And then it's back to first hero check, then recruit. So you're still on booze cravings, you're still on Virtue of the Penitent, which is fine, but nothing crazy. And then, what is Visage of the Lady? That's just recruitment cost reduction. Meh. Tremendously meh. And this is just for Lord, also tremendously meh. Alright, fair enough. Because Lords all have get perfect vigor anyway, making that irrelevant. Leonard, you were the one with the Virtue of Ideal. I was going to send you to command a few knights and move northward.
By valiant charge.
In the meantime, grab these extra peasants, and then you keep recruiting until I figure out who wants to go where. We need more brigands. Though, funnily enough, we don't necessarily have to recruit them here by virtue of the fact that, wait, if we build a basic outlaw camp, because all of the brigands that will be upgraded can be recruited here. Oh, wow, that's 3,000 gold? Huh. Okay, you know what? Temporarily build the outlaw camp at Jin. I think this is how we'll do it. Like so. That will free up our time to not having to recruit them there. Frankly, I could have just recruited some of them back here, couldn't I have, via the Arimo hideout, now that I think about it. At least those that don't need upgrades, like the Axes and the Brigand Raiders. You guys need the extra armor. You will not be upgraded via the Warband recruitment, which is why we'll get you up and running here. I wanted a couple more men-at-arms with longbows. And I wanted at least... Well, let's get one. Wait. How many spears did I build for the men-at-arms? Okay, I want one more spear and I want a couple maces as well. Alright, let's do a spear. Don't have any of them. And a couple maces. Like so. Alright, starting to look decent. We just need the appropriate lord to lead them. And we need to keep paying it to... Ah, there we go. A strategist with great... Wait. Was it strategist with greatsword I wanted? These guys already have Vanguard deployment, funnily enough, don't they? It wasn't strategist, it was tactician, but the melee defense bonus is also quite nice. I feel like I'd be remiss not to recruit one of these guys right now, and you know what? If we're gonna do that anyway, we've got a few extra brigands to build, which also don't take any of our peasant economy capacity, so we'll recruit you here. And we'll use this place to recruit a few extra. Hopefully they're not too expensive. More expensive than I'd like, to be sure. But nonetheless. Alrighty, now I believe we can end the turn. And yeah, apparently, as soon as I get enough money, enough buildings built to get the money flowing again, I have to recruit 1 million more troops and then immediately lose out on that influx of cash. Alright, let's see. Oh, I hope Bilefitch doesn't try to jump somewhere and get killed by, like, the dwarfs or something. Because we have the missions with the Wood Elves, and there are so many Wood Elf auxiliaries that we want. Military access, Balthazar Gelt. How about just a straight-up, full-on military alliance and trade agreement, buddy? It's not that you're doing super well, it's just that I want as much access to Imperial tech as possible. Obviously for our, you know, not true Bretonnian armies. Besides, this is Badlands, and frankly, even if we send errantry armies down there, we're not going to be occupying those red territories. I don't believe Bretonnia has a mechanic like, for example, the Kislevites, where they, you know, use the power of faith to not care where they live, essentially. And Bretonnia just wants to send their knights down there, you know, burn the place down, and then come back to Bretonnia where they can do whatever it is that they do. By which I mean brutalize peasants. Anyway, we have got nobody attacking us by the looks of it. I think we went past Bilefitch, or Clan whatever. But that's the important one that I'm trying to watch out for. Which is why I sound distracted. There's always a reason I sound distracted. Isn't that convenient? Anyway, I don't see the rats still being here. No, okay, we're good. So then, two things. Oh, right. Compassion of the Fay once more. So, yeah, we're gonna keep this one, I think. Look, I like the Blood of Gyran and the growth for all provinces and the additional XP gain and whatnot, but this is just better. It's 2,000 gold per turn, or 3,000 gold per turn, by virtue of not having to pay for our main stack, control everywhere, plus a brass cleaver this time. Go for compassion. There we go. And on top of that, what the heck is this? Too little work. Oh, right. That territory has finished. Construction cost? No. You can be paid. Let's give this a read. Reluctantly parting from his grumbling kin, a fish-tail bearded dwarf tugs at the straps of his laden pack, then loudly clears his throat before addressing you. Plainly, our talents are better used elsewhere, he rumbles churlishly. Doubtless, he was chosen amongst the grim-faced throng for his communicative mood. The others wear scowls that draw their bushy brows into clefts straighter than an iron oak bolt. By Grugny's sacred hammer, we are sworn to bind metal till your ore veins run dry, yet all we've dried up are our provisions of Zufbar stout. Pay us our due, and let us be on our way. We shall suffer this grievance no longer. Compensate them, sure. A small price to avoid a grudge. Meline d'Outremer has got the control and chivalry thing irrelevant. Ambush foiled, completely expectedly, rather. Rift expires. Nemesis crown for Festus. Ooh, I wonder if that means he's going to start taking territory and destroying the Empire. More importantly, we now get this. A Vision of Magic, once again, free construction of infrastructure buildings and time reduction. And one of the reasons we keep going for the peace stuff, at least while our economy needs help. And damn well does it need help. Alright, wait, that also reduces construction time of infrastructure, so any infrastructure built last turn that costs significant amounts of cash, like EU, we can rebuild for free. Oh man. Okay, if we are still in this turn by the end of the episode, I may try to get some of the money back, but for the, between the episodes. And ooh, I don't like that. Looks like Sartosa's moving up. What are these guys? Oh, well, these Wood Elves don't like the treaties with the Southern Realms. These Wood Elves aren't super happy with it, but don't seem to be caring that much. And, we no longer see the Mask of Slaanesh. Our ambush may have been foiled, but you should be able to attack. Go to the Valley of Windmills, see if we can't spot the mask. I see Hargroth. I assume she's actually still on the way there. Alright, success. This has to be killed off, but before we do that, to be sure, we cannot reach Bilefitch in one round. Therefore, first of all, the Fem Nikita, go here. Go to the other side of Zvorak. I need to double check if there's anything there. And I see Khazra and Grimbra, but that's it. Alright, go Steel Tech from here. Really? Really? Okay. Too much failure lately. Now, we're gonna do the battle for Gotrek and Felix. Since we're getting ready to send new armies out, I figure we'll want to send Gotrek and Felix with them. You can go tough as nails. We will also go for... Okay, I haven't decided on these yet, or of which ones. We are the elite. More charge bonus for our elite units? Well, why not? And go esteemed combatants and retinue trainer. For now, at least. Friar. Any position. Righteous Fury. +7's not bad. We should probably get Quartermaster, but I want the defensive capabilities on you as fast as possible, because again, support units have a tendency to get targeted. And Lady's Mantle in case you get damaged. You don't need True Hero Bretonnia as yet, just by virtue of the fact that... That's good. That, Deadly Blade, Foe Seeker. That this army is free. Holy Light, we can ignore that for now. I might as well get Blessed Champion of the Lady, just so I don't have to look at it every dang turn. Alrighty. We don't really get too much use out of the replenish for raising, but, you know. Anyway, and lastly, the Fay Enchantress. We should head to the edge of the red line, but now that we have both of our Grail Guardians, I wanna, you know, max them out. There we go. Alrighty, now, I would like to teleport to fight the Gotrek and Felix battle. Technically speaking... oh, wait a moment. Did you level up? No, you're very close. Because if we start an errantry... I wonder if that counts as an errantry against Slaanesh. Well, there's plenty of territories to fight an errantry against Slaanesh, so I guess... And then what if the Skaven... Because I figure you might start another errantry... I think we'll be fine. Plus the Gotrek and Felix fight will be much more difficult. Alrighty, let's do it immediately. I'm not going to bother reading the text this time because I have read it in nearly every well, a lot of campaigns, and it's just, they're stuck in the realm of Slaanesh and we need to get them out, i.e. escort quest, go.
As the day of mystery thins the veil between worlds, Slaanesh enacts his vengeance, dragging enemies from across the mortal world into his dark realm. Among the captured, the rogues Gotrek and Felix fight, battling to escape the Prince of Pleasure's domain. Only destroying his arcane portals would weaken the Dark Prince's grip. Yet those protecting them will demand a toll in blood. No matter the price, Gotrek and Felix cannot fall, for their survival will deal Slaanesh a deadly blow and prove vital in the adventures to come.
Bretonnia.
Alrighty, here we go. I hate the stupid escort quest, but at the same time, we are well poised by virtue of having a very powerful healer to easily be able to defend Gotrek and Felix, and our reasonably fast-moving infantry should be able to get to them in time and essentially blob up on top of them, preventing hopefully anybody from killing them. Anyway, as usual, we're going to start the day off with our Grail Guardians charging the enemy. They don't really care about anything here, though admittedly if they do get surrounded, like if they stop, they get surrounded by a couple of units of Exalted Demonettes, I would expect them to take some damage. Anyway, the Fay Enchantress closes the distance here, and it looks like the enemy lord will ignore Gotrek and Felix and go after the real threat on the battlefield. And admittedly, deal solid damage to the Fay Enchantress with about 50% of her HP dropping. Fortunately, with our battle healing cap and the sheer amount of heals available to us, I don't imagine we'll have too much trouble here. And the enemy lord has similarly lost about half of his HP. Gotrek and Felix now in the center of our formation. They should be protected, and our Blessed Field Trebuchets firing into the enemy ranks as well. Isn't that lovely? We've also attempted to send 2 of our flying paladins on Pegasi towards the enemy Alluruses to try to get them to, either kill them or get them to close the distance. Unfortunately, again, paladins aren't great at dishing out damage so much as they are at being super tanky, but they did force the Allurus to move towards our main line. And now they will move towards the other Alluruses to attempt the same, together this time with the Grail Guardians. Now it looks like the Exalted Keeper of Secrets is down to 20% of his HP. Couldn't quite kill him off as yet because he does force a rampage on everybody near him. But at the end of the day, it looks like he gets mobbed and brought down by the peasants with the last 10 or 20% of its HP. Lovely. There are still some demonettes and some Slaaneshi spawn around here, but it looks like they're getting minced rather quickly. And with Godric and Felix there to deliver a lot of alpha damage, they should be able to bring individual mobs of spawn down reasonably quick. Though I just saw Felix take like 3 swings and not bring one down. There we go. Fay Enchantress will finish one of them off. Alrighty, and we do have reinforcements moving in towards our main stack, but I do believe Godric and Felix are pretty much safe at this point, especially with the Rampage gone, and we are now looking to take out the other 2 Alluruses. So we got 1 Paladin per Allurus, and the other units that have moved in to reinforce the enemy heroes. Like the Fiends of Slaanesh and the Demonettes, well, that's why we sent our Grail Knights as they quickly tear through the ranks of the demons, banishing them, even while the Paladins take out the enemy heroes. And again, for those who are not familiar with this particular quest battle, there's a Lurus, an enemy Slaaneshi hero, standing at each one of these Chaos Gates, and basically you have to, well, kill them all to stop them summoning reinforcements. And getting bowled over by the Grail Knights. So it's always amusing. But anyway, as I was saying, the Allurus was actually doing fairly decently well at damaging this particular Paladin, who lost about 30% of his HP. Fortunately, though, we're going to move the Fay Enchantress into range and just heal him up. And then we'll have the Grail Knights, frankly, or Guardians rather, frankly, delete the Alluruses much faster than the Paladins would. I think, thusly, with Grail Banishment already available on the Grail Guardians, it's probably a waste to send the Paladins with them. It's better to send the Paladins either to fight their own fights or otherwise to be in the center of our blob formation, and because then they can at least apply Grail Banishment to units that might not otherwise have it. And whoever's holding the other Trickster Shard to obviously apply the other Trickster Shard as well. Anyway, it looks like the final Allurus has fallen, and with that, the enemy army is done. Godric and Felix are safe, and we got a nice little heroic victory for our trouble. Alright, there we go. In retrospect, maybe I should have waited for the Green Knight to be back before doing the quest, just for the additional XP that we could have gotten him, but on the other hand, did we really want to wait 4 turns for this? It feels like it would have been a while. Anyway, by blobbing up around Godric and Felix, we made sure that they were basically unharmed, really, no relatively about it. Though, I've got to say, the Paladins really struggled against those Alluruses. I feel like... Nakaris? We have Nakari at home. Anyway, Paladins were really struggling at actually hurting those Alluruses, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, we will take the cash. Once again, we will take the cash. There we go. Victory over Slaanesh. Oh! The Seduce Units budget minus 50%. That's going to be quite helpful in the near future. Vagabond for Sir Amalric, sure. And there we go. That unlocked, and at least this also gives us immunity to attrition and character XP gain. Which is once again why I figured maybe I should have waited, but whatever. I feel like we should not most likely declare war on these guys right now, so we're gonna go past them. Maybe we declare war on them on the way back, but I really don't want to start taking territory down here with the Fay Enchantress right now, because we're gonna want her to send her this way. Like, the real threatening stuff is here, that is of an actual threat to our territories, so I feel like that makes sense. These guys could potentially attempt to ambush, yeah? You won't be able to reach us in 2 turns, even in March stance, I think. But you could try. Yeah, give it a try. I said... Okay, go this way. And if they ambush you, they ambush you. Godric and Felix, you are not going into that army. In fact, I'm not entirely sure which army you're going into. I take it you can now reach this place. That would have been nice if you guys were in range, but alas, doesn't look to be the case. You are going to go in here. You are going to reinforce. Because we can't go near the Skaven, because they will all, well, they'll all just ambush and kill you. Huh, are you guys able to reach this? Doesn't look like it, but give it a try. Oh, actually, wait. You, I think, are not going to be able to, but you very well probably will be. Might as well leech from something. And then you guys... Huh. Actually, Felix, you might be able to reach this. go
I shall remember.
here to Luan Diderot. Gotrek. Give it a try. Maybe those guys were in the way, I'm not entirely sure. But that would certainly help out and give them a little bit of extra
Where
XP.
next?
Hey, there you go.
Her will be done.
I was wondering if we could transfer the troops, but it doesn't look like it. Alright. Lovely. And this is just a smattering of random troops left over from, well, when we, you know, swap them out. You go here as well.
Sorceress.
Alright, happy with that. Meline d'Outremer, you stay here for 1 or 2 more turns until Fester Spike is either ours or destroyed. Alrighty, let's see what else we got this turn. So Bertrand, I take it will not be able to reach this place? Yeah, very much not. Alrighty, go into the Crusade stance, which should ensure that we reach it next turn. And then you follow along. I see the frickin' Broken Hex heroes are trying to assassinate us. Unsurprisingly. A little bit of a taste of our own medicine in some ways, I suppose. Gustav the Savior, I would like you to, well, get closer at the very least. I don't think they can go past you. At the very least, I doubt it. It would be unfortunate if they could and you just died here. As in if they could walk past you. You know, just stay there. Okie dokie. Then, what we want to do here is trade Chinon for Bruce.
My lady welcomes the brave knights of Bretonnia
Like
to
so,
our halls.
because we can't
What
trade
you
them.
wish to
Wait,
discuss?
a moment. We can trade them Orcamont without doing the switcheroo. Oh, isn't that lovely? Orcamont for Bruce and 4,000 money. Frankly, I don't really care if you get the money to build yourself up. So Orcamont for Bruce,
I will.
like so. Then Barrows of Quille for Laguille. I wonder if how much money would we get from tearing these down? 2,000 gold. Out of curiosity, Barrows of Quille for Laguille gives us considerably more. You know what? We'll tear the buildings down first, and we'll give them to you next turn. For a little bit of extra cash, trading it for Laguille, and then the last one we will trade for Castle Quinnell. We can't get to this, Carrick Ziflin, without attacking these guys. Which we may do, because minus 300 is a lot. The main issue is that they're friendly with everybody around here. They all the other Bretonians they love, all the other Imperials they love, so all those guys would get rather upsetty about us killing them. Sometimes you just gotta kill some stunties. I think several factions would agree with me here. Charity. Ooh. Encourage fanaticism. More melee attack and defense for battle pilgrims, which are kind of our faction thing. So we should probably make good use of them. Next up, what do we have here? Franciscus. Ah, yes. We need to deal with these rats. And, Deathmaster Snitches there. Damn, I was gonna attack the... You know, I fear we're gonna have to let the lizards die, because we can't defend with this army, and Deathmaster Snitch is right there. Oh. We could maybe threaten them by sitting in Guanyar. You know, let's do this. Go for the guardhouse. Jolene, sit there for now. We will reinforce with you against Ulcesk, who will most likely run away. In fact, know most likely about it. You attack this. We'll run. We'll chase him down and kill him, but we'll... Yeah, we'll fight it, because we want to reduce casualties here. And we also want to level up Jolene.
At the lady's disposal.
I'm begging of you, please don't take my rat. Anyway, let's see. We've got Death Runners. Yeah, shouldn't be any problem. Go.
They dare hope to best the might of a unified Bretonnia!
Alrighty, here we go. The Blessed Field Trebuchets fire at the enemy ranks. Actually, they can only see the chieftain because everybody else is hidden, but that's alright. Our knightly units will charge towards the enemy, sending Death Runners flying, and thereby identifying everybody nearby and splitting off into several different directions to give chase to all those rats. Now, while we could obviously send immediately in our piles of various peasants, i.e. our foot squires, in this particular army, we do need to max out the experience of the Knights Errant as much as possible, because this army wants Knights of the Realm to act as the anti-large, and, well, we need to level these guys up, which is going to be difficult because of the 50% reduction to knightly experience in this army. And so we're gonna let them play first. In the meantime, though, the enemy chieftain was reached by our lord together with those royal hippogriff knights. I guess technically this is their debut battle. And obviously the enemy chieftain got absolutely trounced, unsurprisingly. And our lord in this particular army will be on a hippogriff as well, not a Pegasus, but we need to level him up. I want him to travel with the Royal Hippogriff Knights as his sort of a command squad, or, well, personal guard, whatever. Anyway, the battle is very nearly ours now, the bounce power at about 85% in our favor, and it's time to send in the foot squires, try to help surround a few of the enemy units. And the foot squires obviously much better equipped than the regular Bretonian peasant units. And they're pretty darn heavily armored as well, with the armor at 107. Solid stats all across the board except for their weapon strength, which is quite low. At 35. I wonder what the weapon strength of Imperial Greatswords are. They'll be similarly armored, but I feel like their weapon strength is probably going to be somewhere around 45 or 50 by comparison. Well, not that it's important. Anyway, the foot squires surround one of the enemy assassins, and it looks like they don't really have much to do in this particular battle, as the knights pretty much run down any unit. Looks like we did manage to pin one in place, and then allow for the knights to hammer through the enemy rear ranks. Lovely. And just the enemy lord remaining now, together with an assassin that actually did damage our lord a fair bit. Good for him, and his attempt to backstab our lord while he was attempting to kill his own lord. This is the Skaven way. And ideally, both our lord and the Skaven lord would die, and then the enemy assassin become a master assassin and take power. But anyway, with that, the battle is ours. Just a little fight, but much needed XP and some solid debut for the Royal Hippogriff Knights. Many fights for them in the future. Alright, there we go. A quick fight to be sure, but at the same time an important one just by virtue of the fact that we can't have these guys sitting around here. We got a solid 2k money out of it, as well as 28,000 damage on these Knights Errant. I think they've earned themselves the first name. They will become a Knight of the... I believe we needed anti-large in this army, so they will be Knights of the Realm rather than Knight Errant, and this still has to be transferred to somewhere, but I will deal with that later. Ransom the captives, like so. Then we'll want to return Jolene to Guaniar, and what is this? Wars of Errantry. Bretonnia stands strong as a protector of honor and chivalry, yet one last challenge must be met in the wastes of the old world. Oh, this is the final battle, the Wars of Errantry final battle. Oh, I wish I remembered which one I picked last time I played, and for the love of me, I do not. Our king prepares for battle on the grandest of scales and calls forth an errantry war. I ask you now to bestow your great virtues upon us and lead the knightly orders to their final victory over our enemy. This is actually an interesting question from a lore perspective as to what we do here. On the one hand, we are supposed to fight chaos for, just in general, to protect Athaloran and all that. On the other hand, Carcassonne's greatest issue by far is the greenskins, and not chaos. But I feel like by virtue of that, I probably... You know what? We fought greenskins and will probably fight greenskins a fair bit here. I think I'm gonna do the Chaos Wars this time around. I feel like since we haven't fought them. So enemy forces, we have Sigvald. Interesting. And whatever else is there. Oh, 2,000 chivalry as reward. So by fighting this, we max ourselves out at 10k chivalry. Well, isn't that lovely? Alright, we will do this at some point. Or we will save it for the final fight of the campaign. I did not realize that it would be available now. Ooh, hello, what do we have here? Ah, no. I was waiting for the Sacred Pool. No, wait. There should be a Sacred Pool completing in 3 turns here. So at least there's that. And that's nice. And this place is now generating 4.3k per turn. That's not bad. As soon as this place is done, we'll do the same thing here. We're already generating 6.1k, and, well, we can 20% increase that, which will be solid. Some of our territories are going to be very big money makers. Glan Boreal. Oh, right, we have upgrades to do. Let's move everybody around just in case because we might need more money. And ooh, Francis Le Milieu has now the Dukedom's Bond, which will give us another errantry. Like so. We need rank 14 to get that hippogriff. All right, and Slaanesh. Go figure. Slaanesh it is. Yeah. And hey, we get a Book of Assure, an actual proper reward for this one. And Jolene, you will get another one. As well as Arcane Wisdom to counteract the research that we're missing. Ladies' Favor, alright, you're one of the Battle Pilgrim Lords. And you're a Prophetess of Beasts, which is kind of perfect for Battle Pilgrims. And I guess we're free to send you back to pick up more Battle Pilgrims. You know what, get Muster of the Farmhands just for now, so that you can... Dark Elves, Wood Elves have... I'm so sick of these ones. I guess Dark Elves again is the only choice. Honestly, even if we had been picking up the Wood Elf errantries, we would have run out of Wood Elves pretty darn quick, so yeah. Anyway, Jolene, go this way. We're going to use probably Battle Pilgrims as the basis of your army. And then maybe throw in a few Brigands or something. I haven't decided yet what your army is going to look like as yet, but we'll figure something out. We surely will. Oh, I wanted to check damsels for a moment. I wanted to see whether they do anything for brigand units. Does small spot for the small folk actually affect them? It does not. It does affect the Arimo, but the physical resistance does not matter much, and obviously the Arimo are an SFO unit, which explains why it affects them. Enchanting Beauty, however, does give us weapon strength plus 10% for all peasant units, which is why I was earlier thinking that perhaps we would want another damsel in this army to buff up all of these guys in terms of their weapon strength, because frankly, 35 weapon strength is extremely low on the foot squires. They're tanky and they'll hold a line, but damn well is it low. Yeah. Alright, fair enough. Franciscus, I'm going to say you're going to go back into ambush stance, ham the chivalry, and stay here. And, okay, you could steal from Grouse, I guess. Hey, and you actually succeeded. Well done. What's our research rate? 585. Not so bad. And then Matahari, you've already done so. Alright, it looks good to me. Oh, also I did say that we should give these guys names. I guess you two, the first two, will be Foot Knights maybe, and something like that. Alright, how about... what are we missing here? Okay, Night Shift. Sounds like it could be a Foot Knight. And then what about you? None of the others sound like they would. You know what? Sons of the Hamster. There we go. And then let's just name all four of them. You can be Monty's Pythons, Knights of the Realm, and then you can be the... how about Knights of the Round Table? It won't fit. Alright. Round Table Knights. Alright. Good enough. Alrighty, good for you. Did I name any of the... oh, we have Pied Ferme, and let's name a couple of the foot squares as well. So you can be Guardian de la Corona. Will this fit? It does fit. Okay. And do we want to name any of the Battle Pilgrims? Why not? Let's do Clash at Demon Head. I don't remember if I named any last episode, which is why I'm doing a nice round of naming now. Save some for the Men at Arms. Oh, one of these. This is a Blessed Field Treb. I think this was supposed to go on a regular trebuchet, whatever. The kitchen sink, whatever. All good. Blessed Field Treb, regular Field Treb. Treb is Treb, people. Treb is Treb. Words to live by. And you can't quote me on it. Malene Dutrama, you are good where you are. Alicia Lacerasanki, I'm going to deal with you guys in a second. Just relax. Fleur of the Braid, you're good where you are. Alright, Leonard and Leo Armistead. Alright, I was going to use you to potentially recruit some stuff, but we might not have enough money for it, so we'll just wait. Thieving Damsel. Go back to Grongicree and steal from there. And... who is Jourdain Douay? Oh yeah, you're fine there. Hey, another success. Good. Alright, let's check heroes. Still needs to be done. Weapon Master gives you missile and reload, but I really prefer stuff that buffs things. We could get a second confident one if we really wanted to. Doubling up on the rabble rouse. Though the charge resistance doesn't matter over much, the immunity to psychology for sort of basic troops very well might. You know what, I like it. Let's do this. Then other heroes. Do we have any good paladins? Come on, big money. No. No dice. They also give the immunity to psychology. We have a lot of sources of immunity to psychology, but I wouldn't want to waste paladin capacity on it. Enemy hero success chance. We got another Shrouded in Mist if we want another Tech Thief, but I think I'm not willing to pay for one now. Soother and Sanctified. I do like Sanctified, as I've said before, but I'm not so sure about the Heavens lore as opposed to the Beasts lore for the current armies. Anyway, Summer's Fall Fort. Let's go Royal Menagerie and go for Barracks of Valor. Eastern Aranas, I'd love to upgrade you, but give it a minute. Oh, right, all of our infrastructure is free now for 10 turns. Meaning we should probably upgrade this while we can then compensate at least for some of this. Ugh, I hate to pay the 3.7k for red territory, but it is what it is. Campagrotta, you're kind of in the same situation in that we should upgrade you so that we can upgrade the infrastructure stuff. Go figure. Guania, I'm going to leave you as you are for now. Bears of Quila, you're being traded next turn. Chateau Levar doesn't matter. You do matter, so go for village. Aquitaine, you know what? Start collecting the income here now. Every little bit's going to count while we have the free stuff coming in. Aquitaine, I'm going to give that back to you in a bit. Let's build farm, pasture, not free, but still build it. And then Chinon upgrade, Abos upgrade, and go for Weaving House. Good. Pavona. I'm still probably not going to keep you. And Quenelle, we probably will keep you. You know what? Go for the town, and go for the farm, and go for the... I'm going to say Shrine of the Lady, even though it probably won't work across this way. You know what? If that won't work, then what we should do here is use these 2 territories, since we won't have VFA and won't lack probably for a while for capacities instead. Let's do that. In fact, I'm not even sure that we would need the farm here. But build it for now. Could collect a little bit of money if nothing else. Alright, I think that's it other than any potential main settlement upgrades. Though we won't have the money to do too much. Let's do that and run out of cash, which means no recruitment this turn, which is a bit of a shame. And yeah, you're out of recruitment. Go figure. Alright, I'll figure out who needs to go into what army in between the episodes, I think. And I think to save on cash, maybe we just recruit stuff here instead. So Leo Armistead, you're gonna move this way then. And Ubald Grail Hunter. Huh. It's an interesting name for a faceless. It's Grail Night Hunter. It would be that would be a heck of a moniker. And just a heck of a vocation, I should say. Anyway, diplomacy, but I think we're pretty much out of time, so I just want to check if there's anything interesting. Hello. Varetza, you are basically destroyed, meaning we can make you give us your money before you die.
Right.
I'm willing to bet you won't survive. Alrighty, what else do we have? Spirits of Susurio. You don't like... Oh, you're at war with Remas as well? And Pavona. Perhaps I erred in allying with these guys.
What?
But we shouldn't cancel our agreements with them, right? Oh, this is a kind of an interesting... Well, you know what? We're just gonna observe what's going on down there. I didn't think that the Wood Elves would be just, you know, fighting all of those guys down there, so... Well, my mistake, I suppose. Remas and Varetzo, we will then not ally with you. Great Orthodoxy, I would ally with you, but I'm pretty sure you're dead, because you have no main settlement, and... Wait, or do you have Prague? Wait. Yeah, you do have Prague, but it is under siege. You know what, we'll see if you survive.
So...
But otherwise, ignore you. And Military Alliance, we could do Golden Order, we could do Argolan, we could do Ice Court, that's actually a decent option. Torgavan, yes. Torgavan, obviously, yes.
Welcome you. Deliver your message. Just so.
Alrighty. And what else do we have here? Aquitaine, Reichland, and Vissenland. We just go for the Military Alliance. You know, not with the non-Wood Elves, I think. Plus, we need to build outposts in their territories, but we don't have the allegiance to do that yet. Oh, actually, speaking of allegiance, Bilefitch again? Yes, more Bilefitch. Everybody wants Bilefitch dead. Which, fair enough. It's funny that he's commanding like nothing. Anyway, like I said, folks, we're out of town. I'm going to call this episode here. Next time we... Oh, there's this. I guess, alright, next time we'll start the episode off with having Gotrek and Felix have their debut little fights together with a giant pile of peasants. And then I might make a caravan army and put Gotrek and Felix in it and then just send them somewhere. Send them adventuring. I feel like that's the appropriate thing to do rather than have them running around with one of our armies. Anyway, stay tuned for all that. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially the threshold if you're onto the whole double episode thing. All glory to the algorithm. 350 likes and 60 comments, by the way, and thanks for watching.